Hey guys, thanks for joining me back. What you're looking at today is how to do the joining of granny squares using the flat braid join. I have already completed one of the squares with the join itself, and this is how you will have to start out using the flat braid. So I have completed my first square, and I am actually going to go over this with you how to do this particular part first. So if you have a random granny square that you can use to practice this on, that is perfect. So just grab, like I did, a contrasting color. So I used a neon green and just a 5.5 hook, so that it will stand out to you as I'm showing you this. So I'm just going to move this aside, and I'm going to use a fresh granny square to show you what I did here. So basically, what you need to do when you're making your flat braid to join is you are going to start out in one of the chain 1 or chain 2 spaces, which it just depends on the pattern you're using. So you're just going to insert your hook and yarn into that space with a slip stitch, okay, and you want to chain 1 and single crochet back into that same space. Okay, now you're going to work up a chain 3, and this braid also, in this join, also gives you a very detailed border look as well. And it adds about an inch worth into your join, so be aware of that as well. So now what you're going to do, and I'm going to come in just a bit so you can see a little bit more, is you have your cluster of 3 double crochet here. You want to skip the first one and go into the second one for a single crochet, and that's going to pretty much be your pattern around. So now once you have done that, you want to chain another 3. You're going to skip the next double crochet, and you're going to single crochet into that next chain space. Chain another 3, skip the next double crochet, and you're always going to single crochet in the middle double crochet of that cluster. Chain 3. And we'll work that around. So single in that next chain space and chain 3. And then in the next one, you'll work that single in that middle double crochet and chain 3. When you get to your corners, you're going to work into that chain 2 space here on my corner, that is. You're going to work a single crochet, chain 3, and you're going to put another single crochet right into the same corner. That's going to be the only switch up here for that. Now you will do another chain 3 here and go into the middle double crochet of your next cluster, and just work that pattern all the way around. And make sure to do that little bit of a difference in your pattern once you get to your corners. But this actual border here, what I'm classifying as, it looks like a border, and it does add, like I said, quite a bit of a inch or so to whatever pattern you're using this with. So just be aware that it's going to add some length or some width to whatever you're using this particular pattern with. So now we're in a corner, so you want to single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet back in that corner. Now chain 3 again, and then just work this all the way around. Okay, so finish that up, and I will meet you around as we join. Alright, so as you can see, this was my finished first square, and this is the look you're going to have. And you will join in the top of the first single crochet you made. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to finish that one off, and then you're going to take your next square that you're going to be joining with, and you're going to start a little bit of that process again. So you want to start in one of your chain 1 or chain 2 spaces. I don't usually start in a corner. So I'm going to start that process again with a slip stitch, chain 1, and I'm just going to single crochet right back into that same space, and I'm going to chain my 3, and then I'm just going to work into that next double crochet with a single crochet and chain 3, and then in that next space will be my single and chain 3. Okay, and just work that single in the next double of that cluster. So you want to go in the middle one again, chain 3, and then single in the next chain 1 space, chain 3, and then again you're in the middle double crochet here, single crochet and chain 3. And now what you want to do here, this is where it changes up, is you're going to single crochet into that corner. And now what you want to do is you want to bring in your next square that you've already bordered. Okay, and what you want to do is have the right side up, and what we're going to do here at this time is you want to make sure to turn this square to where the part you have your hook in is lined up with the corner of this square. And you want to go ahead and chain up 1 and let that loop go, and you want to make sure and find your corner. So remember, your corner is where you put 2 single crochet at in that corner, and that's going to be the only stitch that's going to have 2 single crochet, is going to be your 4 corners. So now you want to come in from the front of that corner stitch, grab that loop that you dropped from the other square, and you want to pull that loop through. So now you had already chained 1, so now you're going to chain 3 more. Alright, now you're going to go back into this corner with a single crochet, and you have just now locked that with a braid, part of that braid stitch. Okay, so now you're going to skip the next double crochet here on that first cluster, and then you want to go into that next single or that next double crochet with a single crochet. Okay, and then you're just going to chain 1 and let go of that loop, and you want to go into the next loop available on your beginning square, insert it from the front, go in and pull that loop through, and then you're going to chain up 2. Okay, and now just like we normally have been doing, you're going to skip the next double crochet. You want to go into that next chain 1 space for a single crochet. Alright, now chain 1 and let that loop go. Now put your hook into the next available loop on your beginning square, and just repeat this across. That's all we're going to do at this point, is you're going to repeat this across this join. So you want to pull that loop through that loop on your beginning square and chain 2. Now you're up to your next cluster, so you want to work in the middle double crochet with a single. Okay, chain 1 and let that loop go. Go to the next working loop on your first square here, insert your hook in that drop loop and pull it through, chain 2, and insert your hook in the next chain space on your square here for a single, chain 1, drop your loop, and go into the next loop available. And then you're just going to repeat this process. Pull that through, chain 2. And by now you're starting to see a really beautiful braid start to form. And you're just going to keep repeating this process. So go into the next double crochet, the second double crochet of that next cluster, work a single crochet and a chain 1, drop that loop and go into that next loop available on the starting square, pull that loop through and chain up 2. Okay, go into the next chain 1 space for a single crochet, chain 1, drop your loop. And that's just how you're going to do this. You're just going to work this all the way across, and it's just going to work itself out, and you're just going to finish it off. So just keep going across, chain 1, okay, and once you get to your square, your corner, you're just going to do a single crochet, chain 1, and then you want to insert your hook into the corner there, grab it, and you want to chain up 3 in the corners. Okay, and then you'll go back into that corner for a single crochet. And that is how you are going to work your flat braid for a joining process. And then when you start joining more around, you're just going to work the same process down the side and then just join them the same way. And that's pretty much how you're going to join using the flat braid. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and enjoy the flat braid process. And until next time, happy hooking!